Imagine moving to a new city or starting a fresh job. Having a friend already there can make all the difference. Surprisingly, this social strategy isn't just limited to humans. It appears that female mountain gorillas exhibit similar behavior when transitioning to new social groups. A recent study published in the Proceedings of the Royal Society B reveals that these female gorillas actively seek out familiar companions from their past when considering a move to a different group. Both male and female gorillas are known to leave their natal groups, and females, in particular, may switch groups multiple times throughout their lives. The study highlights that when female gorillas contemplate such a significant change, they show a strong preference for joining groups that include females they have previously lived with for at least 5 years, or those they have encountered in the last 2 years. This finding challenges earlier assumptions held by some scientists who believed that the frequent movement of female gorillas would lead to weaker social bonds. Victoire Martignac, a PhD student at the University of Zurich and one of the researchers involved in the study, notes, "It's often assumed that they will not invest so much time and energy in those social relationships. Because why invest in a relationship if you know that you or the other individual might disperse at any time? And yet we are seeing that those relationships can matter even after years apart." The groundbreaking nature of this study owes much to the extensive observations conducted by trackers associated with the Dian Fossey Gorilla Fund. These dedicated individuals have meticulously documented the social structures and movements of gorillas over decades. Allowing research, Martignac explains that while male gorillas tend to become solitary after dispersing, attempting to attract females and establish their own groups, females take a different approach. They often wait for their group to encounter another group in the forest, allowing them to observe the dynamics and assess the members of the other group before making a decision about joining. Interestingly, the study found that female gorillas consistently avoid groups that include males they grew up with, likely to prevent inbreeding, as these males may share the same father. However, they are drawn to groups that contain familiar females, whether they grew up together or shared living spaces at some point. This behavior suggests that female gorillas are actively seeking out friendships when deciding on a new social group. Robert Seyfarth, an emeritus professor of psychology at the University of Pennsylvania who has studied animal relationships but was not part of this research, emphasizes that these decisions are based on past relationships. He poses an intriguing question: does this preference make a difference in terms of survival and reproduction? One of the study's objectives was to explore the evolutionary roots of movement and dispersal in humans. As gorillas share similarities with us in terms of social mobility, just like humans who frequently relocate across cities and countries while forming new relationships, female gorillas also maintain connections with their past companions. Martignac points out, the fact that we can also see this in gorillas is very interesting. This ability goes far back into the evolutionary past. She further explains that dispersal does not necessarily lead to the loss of relationships. Rather, it can facilitate the maintenance of old connections, which can be crucial for navigating complex social networks. This insight suggests that gorilla groups are not isolated entities, but are part of a broader social landscape, potentially mirroring the early development of human societies. Seyfarth notes that human social organization is characterized by interconnected groups that form larger communities. The observation that female gorillas are attentive to the composition of groups and prefer to join those with former associates raises fascinating possibilities about the nature of social bonds among gorilla groups. Some groups may be more closely connected than others, hinting at a community-like structure within their social world. So, what do you think? Do you believe that social bonds play a crucial role in the survival and success of both gorillas and humans? Or do you think that the need for companionship is overstated in the animal kingdom? Share your thoughts in the comments.